Good evening and welcome back to Falcon Update here on Ybtv. I'm Brian Schermeyer.
And I'm JC Seltzer.
Taking a look at COVID-19 stats, the total number of confirmed positive student cases is 70 with 45 recovered, and the total number of positive employee cases is 19 with 10 recovered. As the end of the semester approaches, it's still important to remain diligent in observing COVID protocols. If it is essential to leave campus, students should still wear a mask and maintain social distancing if possible, as well as, of course, to continue to complete the daily temperature checks. For more information on stats, students can check out the COVID-19 dashboard on the Messiah University website. For students who are vaccinated, there is new information released about campus requirements in a recent mass email from the Integration and Response team.
Destruction continues over at Hoffman Hall as we see the former office building has been reduced to rubble. Demolition crews are currently working to clear the area, sorting the remnants into piles in order to make way for the new green space set to be put in place next month. Key safety discourages students from entering the site. Any attempt to cross or move the fences will be met with a $500 fine from the university.
This weekend, the Multicultural Council held their annual International Gala. We go to Chris Blakeman for the story.
I'm Chris Blakeman reporting for Ybtv, and I'm here at Eisenhower Circle, where the International Student Association is putting on an international festival in order to celebrate all the international students that Messiah has to offer. For $15 each, Messiah students and faculty were able to participate in a festival celebrating other cultures. Students were encouraged to dress formally or in cultural clothing while at the festival. During the event, attendees could grab food from other cultures, participate in fun activities such as fan painting or henna, or watch a show in Palmer Hall highlighting different countries. The entire event was coordinated by ISA/Mu Kappa, an organization on campus designed to help international students with cultural adjustments and bringing world awareness to the Messiah community.
So my name is Kinza Janet, and I'm a junior here at Messiah, and I am the president of ISA Mukapa, which is the International Student Association, and Mukapa chapter, which is specifically for missionary kids and third culture kids. So every year, our tradition is to hold the International Gala, which is a very large event usually held in Palmer Hall, where we have a flag ceremony and performances and a fashion show, and we also have a food portion that usually is held in Brubaker. But this year, just because of COVID regulations, we kind of turned it more into a carnival and festival, so it's kind of spread out in two different rooms and outside as well. So every year we just want to share with the rest of the campus just the cultures that are really, all the different cultures that are represented at Messiah. And we really just want to give a chance to all our students to be able to share their story and their narratives and be able to just celebrate home.
Thank you so much to ISA and Mu Kappa for putting on this wonderful international event. I hope that all the Messiah students that attended enjoyed themselves and were able to experience new cultures that they otherwise would not have experienced. Reporting for Ybtv, I'm Chris Blakeman.
Thanks, Chris. Also held this weekend was the play Reclamation x5. Here's Riley Williams with an overview.
This weekend, Messiah senior Abby Johnson completed her honors project with the theater production Reclamation x5. The show follows Nina, a teenage girl struggling with severe OCD that compels her to do everything in sets of 5. To combat this problem, she decides to attend Camp Kinderhook, where she works with counselors and other young women with mental disorders. There, they begin to work together to reclaim their lives. The show was both written and directed by Johnson, who pulled inspiration from her past experiences dealing with mental illness.
I struggled with panic disorder since 8th grade. It's been pretty severe at times, and I desperately wanted a cure. I wanted something to just fix me, and that doesn't happen with mental illness. You have to learn how to take back what your mental illness has stolen from you. And so the realization of that was really important for me, and communicating that. This has been a over 3-year process. I started writing a couple of chapters of a novel, and that novel turned into a play, and over the past year I've done several sessions with other actors, having them kind of read through it and help me workshop it. And now we're here.
Additionally, a talkback session was held after the show where audience members had the chance to ask the cast and crew questions to help them process the material.
So I didn't just want it to be, you go and you watch a play, you leave. I wanted it to have an impact on the audience because this is a heavy show and it deals with heavy topics.
Overall, the show was a great testimony to the struggles of mental health. Johnson plans to write more plays and hopes to even get some published someday. For Ybtv, I'm Riley Williams.
The Department of English hosted a virtual reading with Zeta Elliott as part of their Poets and Writers series. Elliott is an award-winning author known for her books for young readers as well as her poetry. She shared and explained poems from several of her books, including American Phoenix, Say Her Name, and others. She also read from her most recent poetry picture book, A Place Inside of Me, which was declared a 2021 notable poetry book by the National Council of Teachers of English. The readings were followed by a time of question and answer where Elliott gave some insight into the writing and publishing process.
Luke Myers gives us an inside look at life on the Messiah track and field team. Let's take a look.
Runner set and... Hi, my name's Luke Myers. I'm a sophomore and I'm on the Messiah track team. Being on the team has been an awesome experience. Definitely different than high school. There's a lot more support here, and as far as everyone having Christian values is really important. It comes out like before races. We're just praying together, or after the meet's over, we'll get in a big circle and all just have a prayer together with like all the different teams involved too. And so the aspect of faith has been really important here. I get very bad race anxiety, and so I get just extremely stressed out before races. And so I've noticed coming to Messiah, a difference from high school, praying with my teammates before races and just having them there to support me, it really reduces that. And I've found that I'm able to race a lot more calm, and I'm able to be a lot more competitive here at college because of that. Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone. I know for me, when I was before college, I was a very quiet person. I didn't talk a whole lot. I mean, I had some close friends, but I didn't really branch out. But once I came to college, I feel like I really opened myself up to a lot of different people, and I think that's a really important thing to grow as a person, like both emotionally and like spiritually. And I think that's a great way to grow closer to people. So I would say going out of your comfort zone, talking to people you don't know, just starting conversations, it's a great way to get to know people and yeah, be happy with your life.
1, 2, 3, Messiah!
We have more Falcon Update after the break. Stay tuned.
C77 is now officially rebranded as Yellow Breeches TV.
I grew up creative, always drawing, Legos, played a ton of Legos from the time I could start putting them together. When I got into school, I thought I was going to be a painter, and then I thought I was going to be a graphic designer, but it wasn't until I took my first foundations of art class, 3D design, where I was carving a salt block, just a little carpenter chisel, and I stuck it underneath the water, and it kind of started deteriorating, and I loved it, and it felt comfortable, and it felt right, and that's when I realized that 3D is where I belong. Sculpture is what I needed to pursue. feel that passion in your belly, if you wake up and you got to make something, if you grab the paper clip and you manipulate it into some form, or you're doodling in your sketchbook, or everything you do you see through a more creative side, then listen to that spirit talking in you and follow it. And for that young artist, it's hard and it's difficult, but you got to just keep on doing it. You got to just keep on doing it. You know, we were all there. We want to hang out with you. We want you to look over our shoulder and watch us cut this piece. Ask us that question. Don't be scared. Everybody has that starting point.
Welcome back to Falcon Update live on Ybtv.
Let's take a look at Messiah Athletics this past week.
The Messiah softball team had a road doubleheader at Lycoming College on Monday. In Game 1, Madison Walter, named MAC Commonwealth Pitcher of the Week, tossed 6 innings, only allowing 1 earned run and striking out 8 batters. In Game 2, Olivia Denmark racked a career-high 4 RBIs. Messiah's 21 hits were the most in a single game since the 2014 season. Messiah lost Game 1 5-1, but bounced back with a win of 12-6 in Game 2.
On Wednesday, the number 20 women's lacrosse team took on the number 6 Spartans in New York. 7 different Falcons tallied 2 goals each, while junior Mackenzie Schnurr handed out 5 assists. With a final win of 14-8, Messiah improves to 10-0 record on the season and a 5-0 mark in the conference.
Still undefeated, the women's lacrosse team took on Widener on Saturday. Led by sophomore Rachel Dellett's 10 points, the day was finished with 5 goals and 5 assists. 7 other Falcons scored in the contest, with sophomore Emma Lytle matching Dellett with 5 tallies of her own. Messiah took the victory with a final score of 19-7. The win improves Messiah to 11-0 on the season, and they will be back in action against LVC.
The Messiah men's lacrosse team took on York College Wednesday night. Lucas Homebrink in the second quarter gets past his defender and finds the back of the cage. And a crazy play ensues in the third quarter and a great save by York, but then Sam Stone gets it over to Nate Jelazinski for the goal, bringing Messiah to 2 goals. Falcons then found a pair of goals in the fourth quarter when Jacob Fonstock gets it, Owen Joyce finding the goal for Messiah. In the final moments, Lucas Homebrink gets it over to Christian Santagini, who finds the final goal for the Falcons. It is not enough as Messiah lost 20-4.
The men's tennis team took on the York College Spartans on Saturday. Seniors Andrew Bookman and Galen Fitzke fought hard to win 8-5 at number 1 doubles. Fitzke stays undefeated after a pair of wins and moves to 3-0 in both singles and doubles play. The men finished with a final win of 9-0. The Falcons will be back in action against Alvernia on Tuesday.
The Messiah women's tennis team also took on the York College Spartans on Saturday. Messiah won a combined 11 games on the first and third courts during doubles play, but couldn't come away with match victories. In singles play, Messiah wasn't able to claim any sets, but were able to claim several games with the help of Rebecca Adams and Rachel Doherty, as well as Casey Konjak and Rebecca Schaefer. It wasn't enough as Messiah lost 9-0. Wednesday, they will take on Alvernia.
On Tuesday, Messiah baseball took on the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen on Tuesday at home for a doubleheader. We're going to start here in Game 2 as the Falcons are down 8-2 in the 7th as Jason Johnson is up to bat, and he changes that here as he knifes one down the right side and brings in an RBI. The Falcons would go on to lose that game 8-5 as they were not able to complete the comeback. Now to Game 1. Falcons down by 1, and Billy Davis blasts a 2-run shot. Walk-off home run as Davis would finish that game with 5 RBIs, a career high for him. The Falcons, with the split, moved to 5-10-1 on the season. 7-10-1 on the season. Their doubleheader against Stevenson this past weekend was postponed and scheduled for a later date.
The Falcons hosted the York College Spartans on Friday night for field hockey at Anderson Field. And after a scoreless first half, York scored on an odd bounce, but the Falcons were quick to respond. And Jess Davis goes top shelf on her penalty stroke to tie the game. Falcons were not finished, and in the fourth quarter with the same score, the York goalie denies the Falcons twice with diving saves, but Abby Boyer puts it away, winning the game 2-1 for the Falcons. They move to 2-0 on the season and will be back in action at Widener on Friday.
After a 519-day layoff, the men's soccer team played their first home game on Tuesday night against Alvernia. The team did not skip a beat as they dominated from start to finish. Luke Rudhoff here getting things started, falls, gets up, and puts the shot into the upper 90 for the opening goal. Jake Lentcoop getting a corner, and he will get one of his two headers on the night to go up 2-0. Now you're looking at Cole Christian with the fancy footwork off to the side. Shoots, but it is saved by the goalie, and Ben Lefevre is right there to put it back to go up 5-0. Zach Venus working the line, and he passes it to Matt McDonald, and he's denied. However, Christian is right there for the goal. The Falcons end up winning 6-0 and will take on Albright on Thursday.
The Falcons hosted the Messiah Invitational Track and Field Meet from Thursday to Saturday. Both the men's and women's teams secured first-place team finishes this weekend as multiple athletes set personal bests. Let's check out some of Saturday's highlights. The 200-meter dash, Catherine Wiederrecht dominated with a 25.67-second run. Alyssa Slater and Ellie Longshot were close on her heels to finish second and third. After winning the 5K on Friday, Brody Byler dominated the 800 as well, running it in 1 minute and 53 seconds. And then there's Madison Myers, the anchor for the women's 4x800 meter relay team, who won the event with a time of 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Competing with her was Olivia Corey, Sarah Gaston, and Laura Kruth. The Falcons compete next at Lebanon Valley on Saturday.
We will have more Falcon update after the break. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Lily. I am a junior, and I am a broadcasting and media production major at Messiah. I chose to be a broadcasting and media production major because as a little girl, I dreamt of being a TV anchor. There are so many opportunities you can have as a broadcasting major. Messiah is really unique in the fact that we have our own TV station, and it's student-led, so each week we have Falcon Update, which is a half hour, and then we have MC Live, which is a half hour as well. My favorite part is just being in the hustle and bustle of everything, and I'm really excited to just be creative when I'm putting together news packages or shooting other stories, just really getting every element of storytelling in my work. So we have a lot of faith-based projects. Right now we're working on one, it's called Faith Sides for multimedia storytelling. In pairs we're interviewing each other for 2 minutes about some aspect of faith. A lot of students from our major either intern at ABC 27 or WGAL. I shadowed one of my professors at a Hershey Bears game. The Bears are a local AHL hockey team, and through that experience I developed connections, and eventually I got a job there. So I run the Crossfire machine and the LEDs on game days. My freshman year at Messiah, when I first came, I knew absolutely nothing about broadcasting or media, and now I feel confident that I can go work at a TV news station.
watching Falcon Update on Ybtv.
Welcome back to Falcon Update, live on Ybtv. We go to Paul Calendar with this week's campus calendar.
I'm Paul Calendar, bringing you this week's campus calendar. As we see a decrease in COVID-19 cases both on campus and in the state of Pennsylvania, we're seeing a lot more exciting events return. Here are a few you'll want to keep your eye on. If you've been looking forward to live music returning, this Tuesday night is your chance. The Messiah University Symphonic Winds and Brass Choir will be playing live in Palmer Hall from 7:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. Come out to listen to a fine lineup of classical music performed by your fellow Messiah students, including our very own Marie Miller. Tickets are free for this event and only available to on-campus students and faculty. If you can't make it in person, be sure to tune in on the live stream portal. If you like your music on disc, however, you won't want to miss the Pulse's Vinyl-thon this Saturday from 12 to 6 p.m. Come out in front of the Larson Student Union to hear the Pulse's disc jockeys spin your favorite albums with all the iconic snaps, crackles, and pops of a vinyl record. Any collectors can also submit their records to be played too, so email Molten Hogenboom at nh1251@messiah.edu for more details. Footprints, the Messiah University Hip Hop Ensemble, come out to Palmer Hall at 7:30 p.m. to see these talented folks dance to the beat of your favorite hip hop music. Tickets are required to come in person, but the event will also be live streamed. And if you picked up any good moves from Footprints, make sure to bring them to the first dance since the start of the pandemic. SAB will hosting a City of the Stars themed dance this Saturday from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Come dressed in bright colored clothing for this thrilling night, including a DJ, line dancing, a TikTok dance contest, a photo booth, and prizes galore. For more details coming this week, check out the Student Activities Board's social media. And with that, that's all we have on this week's campus calendar. I'm Paul, Campus Calendar, sending it back to the desk.
Thanks, Paul. Let's go to Chris Blakeman with this week's Falcon Features.
Welcome back to this week's Falcon Features. I'm Chris Blakeman. This week, we'd like to recognize Dr. Todd Goranson, a professor of music here at Messiah. Dr. Goranson recently had an article published in The Wave, Van Doren's music publication. The article, titled "Simple Steps to Help Woodwind Students Avoid Injury," features techniques, stretches, and equipment adjustments that can be used to avoid injuries to the hands and wrists. If you'd like to view the article, it appeared in The Wave, Volume 10, Issue 14. Once again, congratulations to Dr. Goranson. That's all for this week's edition of Falcon Features. I'm Chris Blakeman.
Thanks, Chris. What are you looking forward to doing this summer? We go to Riley Williams with this week's Falcon on the Street.
On this week's episode of Falcon on the Street, we're asking people what their summer plans are.
So my summer plans are to spend time with family, maybe do a little bit of traveling, and definitely some work over the summer.
I'm going to be heading down to the Outer Banks for a week with my family. I plan to do an internship at the college that I transferred from before I came here to Messiah.
So I'm really just going to have a relaxing summer. I'm looking forward to getting to sleep in, really just being able to lay in my bed for as long as I want without having to look at like any homework or anything. Yeah, I'm really just planning on relaxing.
My plans for this summer are to work full-time at a nursing home as a nurse's aide and to go to Florida.
Yeah, my plans for this summer is me and my friends are going to book an Airbnb to Florida. We're going to travel a 16-hour trip. It's going to be amazing. After that, probably hit up New York, go to Times Square, hit up all the food joints, and then right after that, we're going to go chill in North Carolina.
That's all the time we have this week for Falcon on the Street. For Ybtv, I'm Riley Williams.
Thanks, Riley. After the break, we'll have Ned Kuchmende here to talk about the Student Activities Board and the plans for next year.
Good evening and welcome back to Falcon Update, live on Ybtv. I'm Josh McLeaf and I'm joined tonight by Ned Cucimenda, the concert executive for the Student Activity Boards here at Messiah. How are you doing tonight, Ned?
Good. How are you, Josh?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your schedule. I know things are kind of getting busy for students as we wrap up the semester, but if it's okay with you, I'd love to just jump right into some of the questions we have for you.
Yeah, shoot.
Great. So what does next semester look like for SAB?
So, you know, with everything in the last year, we don't entirely know, but we're looking on the bright side, and it's looking positive for the sorts of things we're going to be able to do. So, the plans we're making, we're assuming that things will be a little bit more normal, and we're looking to really hit the ground running in terms of you know, the amounts of you know, activities we have. It's been like half as much as a normal year this past year, so we want to have more, and we want to really focus on like enriching experiences for the campus culture. You know, it's really exciting. There's a lot of students that have you know, never gone to a union dance before or never been to a B-Sides concert, so it'll be really exciting to share these experiences with students that haven't gotten to yet.
Sure, yeah, and I'm sure it's been tough with COVID, but we do appreciate the work you do to try and, you know, give students the chance to do something. But what are some of the events that we should be looking out for next semester? Is there anything in particular that you guys are planning on doing?
You know, things are a little not quite concrete yet because we don't want to, you know, count our eggs before they hatch. But in general, we're looking to have, you know, some more concerts. One thing I think we're gonna keep going with is the movies outside on Bittner Beach. That's something that kind of started because of COVID restrictions, but we've really been pleased with the turnout and the way it's made it so more people than in Parma Cinema can watch a movie together. And we're also looking to have more events centered around, you know, like current cultural movements, you know, issues, current events, that sort of thing that we haven't had the resources or maybe the opportunity to this year just because of circumstances and things like that.
Sure, yeah, and I think it's great that you're trying to focus more on that kind of stuff. But now I also heard that you're going to be president of SAB next year. Is that true?
This is true.
So what is your role going to look like then? What are some of the things you're going to have to do and the tasks you have to take on?
Yeah, so one thing is I will be kind of like a facilitator for the different executive roles we have on SAB. So I won't actually be planning events. I will be acting as kind of a coordinator and support for the people who are. And I'm excited for that, to sort of have a role in like bringing people together and helping people, you know, just fill in the gaps in things that need to happen. And I also will be able to represent the Student Activities Board in different groups like the Student Senate, where it's a meeting of all the different student leadership groups on campus, and sort of, you know, working on larger issues.
Yeah, that's great. Sounds like it's pretty important as well. Now, the one thing I will say is, you know, trying to plan all these activities, you know, with the movies and, you know, the cultural movements you're talking about focusing on, probably takes a lot of creativity. So how does the organization get their ideas?
Yeah, you know, you know, the number one thing is we try to consider, like, if it's something that we would have fun doing. Because if we're looking around the room and none of us think that something is going to be fun, probably most of campus is going to feel the same way. Yeah. So, you know, that's one thing. Another thing, this year specifically, we really tried to consider was like creating things that could be a way for students to just, like, kind of just creating a space for like social activity that normally exists on its own on the college campus, but just because of you know, like restricted meeting places, and you know, you can't have as many people sitting together in the union or a lobby, things like that. We've had a lot of events where you know, there were different games and stuff, but also we were just trying to make room for students to talk and eat food together and listen to music and have a good time.
Sure. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. But thank you so much for coming on the show, Ned. We really appreciate you coming out again. And remember to join us on April 26th for The Splice, Messiah's Film Festival, from 7 to 9 p.m. Tune in next weekend for YBTV Rewind as well. For JC Seltzer, Brian Schermeyer, and our other fantastic reporters, thank you for tuning in and have a fantastic night.